Guys, we're going to do a 7, a 2, and a 3 on this one. So it'll be a 7 on the willy bag system. 7, 2, 3. All right, guys, we're going to do a 1, a 6, and a 3. Everything, the 1 and the 3, or the 3 obviously is going to be a hook, and the 1 is not going to be a cross, but it's going to be a hook too. So we're doing 1, 6, 3. Okay.
Ready?
Uh-huh. Alright guys, today we're going to show you, Joe's going to do some body weight squats, and then he's going to do some calf lifts. So I'm going to move this camera with him. The first set that he does here, after that I might not move the mic with him. But you're going to do the squats, then do the calf lifts? Okay. So he's going to do the calf lifts a little slower to work his calves. So you see what's going on here. He's working his back with this too, so. And you see what he's doing. He's just relaxingly, not going too fast. He's just building calf strength, and that's what we're at here. He's got these loose shorts on, so you can't tell, but he's got some massive legs on him. You want to shut that door, Joe?
Sure.
And you look like you're 5 foot tall. We all do at that door, because that door is just literally 9 foot, I believe that door is. This construction here, they build these windows up high. They do put big doors in, so I do like that. So Boots and Enos is going to fight, what's the guy's name, Joe?
Sander Zayas.
Yeah, Zayas, tomorrow. And I don't know how to call that. It's gonna be a close fight, I think. I haven't watched either one of them really extensively, so it's hard for me to call this one. Of course, I'm going to call it for Boots Enos because he is an American, and the other guy seems to have and does hang out in the U.S. all the time, but he wants to label himself as a Puerto Rican, which that's fine, but wants to take the advantages of the U.S. and wave that flag like Mexicans do, and we don't like that. So we're hoping that Boots really cleans this guy's clock. What Boots is going to have to do, he is going to have to move his head. He's going to have to get on this boy, go at him, and counter him. Boots counters very well. Other guy throws a punch. This is what we work on a lot. Other guy comes out with a punch. Maybe he's feigning it, but we're going to pop him anyway. We're going to react to what the guy's doing, but we try to do it in such a way that even if the guy tries to draw the punch from Joe, that it's not going to benefit him because we're moving the head, and we're not going to be in the same place twice. What?
Some kids on a little bike, you know.
Oh yeah.
He said you're gonna cause an accident.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
Doing things.
Oh yeah.
I think they almost got into a car over there.
Oh yeah. Kids on a equivalent of a Honda 50 in the U.S. out here running around. So if Boots can do all that, he will, in my opinion, 100% keep the younger guy who's 23 or 24 at bay, and he'll beat him. He'll beat him. Everybody's talking about the size of the other guy, and if Boots uses what you all call a size disadvantage to his advantage, Boots is going to clean this guy's clock, but he's really going to have to go in there with being more defensive minded with his head movement and such. If he doesn't, it could be a catastrophe for Boots. So, but we're pulling for him the whole way. We're pulling for him 100%. We like him. We like his dad. We like the whole setup. We like the work ethic. They pride themselves on being gym rats and the work ethic, and they let the work speak for the product, and that's what we do. So it's old school. Might be a newer Philly shell style Mayweather type thing that Boots does, but that's not the Philly shell. I'm tired of promoters and news people, you know, these boxing announcers and all this talking about that's the Philly shell. That is not the Philly shell. Maybe one day I'll get on a video and we'll go over what the Philly shell is, but that's not the Philly shell. Now, they can call it whatever they choose to call it, but it's not the Philly shell. So, anyway, we don't fight nowhere near like that, but it's a good style that suits Enos, and it's something that can confuse this guy. But Boots is going to have to move his head here. He's really going to have to move his head. And if he don't, this guy's going to catch him. He's going to have to move his head, use the leverage coming in as the lower guy, and use what you all call as a size or height disadvantage to his complete advantage. Joe loves fighting guys around 6'3" to 6'5" or so. The bigger guys, what do they do? How does it work out for you?
Run away.
They run away. They run away.
And it's funny because they don't look too big when they're out in the ring. It's like they shrink.
Well, yeah, and see, this is how another thing as a boxer you should realize and be down with is how you carry yourself. Joe be up somebody 6'5" or 6'6", about this tall, and when Joe's in the ring with them, he makes them look small, and not unlike Mike Tyson. You envision Mike Tyson and you say, oh my gosh, he was huge, and he was very small heavyweight. Joe's going to be a very small heavyweight. And the appearance and the aura and how you get down in the ring and how you carry yourself out of it tells the tale for you. If you go act silly, you're not going to look as big. In other words, you act a fool, people will think you're a fool. So that's how that goes. Rocky, not right now. Rocky's back there having a fit. Yeah, it's 6 o'clock, Rocky. 6 or 6:30. You know the drill.
Susan, boy,
Well, it's okay. He can wait. So you see what he's doing here. He's just lifting, and sometimes he'll do these squats and lift up at the very end. He's chose to do them differently this time, and so when he does them in conjunction right with the squat, he lifts up faster. So we do things in a variety of different ways up and around here, because your body can become stale to the work you do. So you want to be constantly in your thinking to change things up with different muscle groups or what you do to keep working and keep the strenuous build on you, be it in your technique, your cardio, your strength work, the whole nine. Just be changing things up. But yeah, we're looking forward to that fight tomorrow, and this will be one of the bigger fights for Boots, where he can actually make a few dollars. And I believe whether he wins or he loses, he'll be able to fight Ryan Garcia next and get him some money fights, because people have steered clear of Boots. He hadn't been able to get the big fights and make the big money. So this fight, and if he can get one with Garcia next, that will be a good thing for him, and make a few bucks as he's getting a little older, and be set in life, hopefully. But we love them to death. I'm not a boatload familiar with any of these lower weight classes, and not as I should be, to be honest with you. And but we like Boots. We like his dad. Seems to have a good head on his shoulder. He's not crazy as hell that I know of, and we like him. We like him a lot. And you know, we'll call it out. Boots is and Boots and Bud Crawford are the two shining spots for boxing for USA heritage boxers. And when I say that, I mean not somebody claiming to be from Mexico or Honduras or wherever. They're portraying themselves as Americans. And that's what we want. It's what boxing needs for the United States. Some of you may say to me, well, what about Tank Davis? And no, he's not an example to or for nobody. He's a weird little man that seems to be at his toughest around other weird little men, or when it comes to smacking women around. And I think it's a two-way street on the latter thing that I said. I think he goes out and gets crazy hood women, ghetto women, because no matter how many millions of dollars he makes, he just refuses to step up out of the hood. He's a hood rat. And that's not a good example, and I don't even consider him an American boxer. I consider him a hood rat, a ghetto rat. And it is what it is. And we're hoping when Joe gets back, trust me on this, we're going to have a brief amateur setting. You all are going to see Joe knocking everybody the heck slap out. And then he's going to move up to the professionals. And Joe's going to be a 2 or possibly 3 weight class world champion. I don't know if he'll clean every division out. We're not going to see it. There ain't but so many millions and tens of millions of hundreds of millions of dollars you can make. But I ain't going to let him fight for nothing. And I'm not an organizational guy. In other words, I could care less about any of these belts have been so cheapened. You know, I did love the WBA because the WBA is the real hereditary belt, not the WBC, not any other belt. It's the WBA belt. If you know your boxing history, if you know you're sitting and listening to these people, they think they know boxing and they don't really know much about boxing at all because they know next to nothing about its history. But even the WBA belt has been cheapened, so. Of course, Ring Magazine always picked just literally invented a lineal out of thin air if a belt was retired, and picked the Ring Magazine champion. I like the fact that they got, that guy's giving good belts and they're paying money and making something out of it. Is that your mama?
Yeah.
Tell her to come on in. She can get by the camera here. And so these belts have been basically cheapened, and that's not why the point we're going to try to put across to anybody. We're just going to beat people up. And I know that sounds unusual, and I don't mean like Deontay Wilder, effeminate, emotionally unstable, effeminate, ghetto man beating people up. I mean, we're just literally going to beat people up. We're on an anti-woke crusade in boxing, and we don't respect anybody that can't take a licking without, what I wore was too heavy. Those gloves were rigged. They put something in my water. I mean, I can understand if somebody calls somebody out for cheating. And Mike Tyson used to cheat all the time. He was the forearm throwing king.
What?
Mike Tyson, yeah. And, well, hell, it ain't like you ain't watched every fight. You ain't seen that. So anyway, of course they cheated.
I was thinking you were going to say Muhammad.
Oh, when I said, Joe thought I was going to say Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali was the king of cheating. Him and Angelo Dundee, the Jewish man that was his quote-unquote trainer, which really wasn't his trainer. When you get down to the brass tacks of it all, they cut gloves to get him extra time. They loosened ropes. Just a whole host of things, from setups going through with Don King to get a fight put somewhere where the other guy would be demoralized. Just a whole host of things. And but Mike Tyson, for example, he'd forearm you in a second. And so things happen. Evander Holyfield, he'd headbutt a guy in a second. I mean, he'd literally use his head 10% of the fight. He'd use it to cause a cut on somebody, and it worked. He had it down pat. And so there's a lot of cheating that goes on, and when you call something out, like, Evander headbutted me 3 or 4 times, I get that, but when you're just complaining about everything and you're an emotional sissy and they can't even interview you because you go crazy and say, "What you be done think you walk one day in black man's shoes?" While everybody give you the black man every break in the book. Kind of hard for us to swallow living down here in Columbia in the squalor we've been in. So we don't want to hear it. So we don't like it and we don't respect it, and it is what it is. And y'all have heard me raising hell about cheating, and you'll continue to hear it, but it ain't gonna be 500 different things. And these Indians down here, boy, they'll cheat in a heartbeat. I think all their middle names are cheat everybody in the vicinity of themselves, even their own family. However, we're not sitting around crying and moaning about it. What you're going to hear me crying and moaning about and bitching and griping about is wokeism in the sport. Valid stuff. These guys aren't being manly, and we don't like it. You're going to walk around, you're going to put effeminate glasses on, carry a pocketbook, and put film clothes on and stuff like that, and then, go down there to the gay bar. That's where you belong. If you gonna put 30 pounds of gold around your wrist, your neck, and everything else, go to a costume party. That's where you need to be. Got Floyd Mayweather, if all the boxing gossip, because it's turned into effeminate gossip, bouncing a check for $300,000 or whatever for a dang watch, and that's claiming they got warrants out for his arrest from Nevada. I don't know if any of this is true or not. All I do is sit around and listen to all these predominantly black boxing channels, and all they want to do is talk about drama and who's making what money, who's got the most toys and the most jewelry, what fashion they gonna be, feminine fashion they gonna be wearing next, and we're not into that, so we don't like it. And it is what it is. And when we get back in the U.S., which is going to be soon, we're going to do our little part in correcting other boxers and their trainers and their teams and their promoters. Why might you ask? Because we can. A lot of things we don't like. I don't like that from time I've spent from damn Florida up through going all the way up north to Ohio, there's 50% of the blonde-haired, blue-eyed guys telling me they're Cherokee Indian descendants. and shit like that. That's,
Proud about it.
yeah, well,
Well, obviously.
and they, you know, what? Oh, you're proud of being a descendant from people that ate each other.
From
You know.
people that didn't waste a second and kill the kid. In one
Yeah,
second.
wouldn't waste a second and kill, kidnap, pillage, eat each other. Crazy.
But obviously, given their point of view, we bet they're actually proud of that.
Mm-hmm.
If they could get away with it, they would do it.
Mm-hmm. That's what Joe's saying. If they could get away with it today, they'd be doing it today because they're proud of it. And you got ignorant people, black and white. Oh, I'm 20% Cherokee or whatever, and I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? You know, you're black as an ace of spades or white as a sheet of cotton like me with blonde hair and blue eyes and walking around claiming you come from cannibals. Are you crazy? And it's because they don't know don't nobody know nothing. And we're on the road to knowing things. Truths. And I'm telling you the truth. When we get back, there's going to be a lot of beat up boxers. There's going to be handfuls of boxers that ain't never been in a fight before, and they fixing to get in one. And I'll say it again. Why might you ask I say that? Because we can. That's why. And ain't nobody going to be doing nothing about it except taking it. And they can run off in the corner, cry racism, cry privilege or whatever they want. They can do whatever they want, but they're getting their butts kicked.
And that's funny. How the only thing they do is cry about it.
Yeah, just crying.
That's what
Crying and
cry
moaning.
about it.
So we're just going to come back and give some tough love to some folks. The truth always comes to you. The way, the truth, and the life will set you free. And the lies and the darkness will keep you in bondage and keep you in strife and chaos every single time. And we're going to help a bunch of you fellas out. We're going to whip you. Lay real men whoopings on you. We've been down here building a fortified concrete bunker that the heart of the inside of it is a latest edition M1A1 Abrams tank. It's just going to blast you. What you got now, Joe?
The 300 squats, 310 calf lifts. But I still gotta get 90 more calf lifts.
Okay. And usually we put these reflex bags videos up, but Joe's just literally destroyed the solid steel post on the thing. Big, thick steel piping on it, not tubing, piping. And he is literally, I put something up is in the video yesterday of it. And you see where he just cracking the steel like it ain't nothing. The pad work you see we do, I can't really hold the pads real good because I hold the pads out any, and Joe's gonna throw my shoulders out of socket And you just got to feel it to believe it. But take my word for it. And if you don't believe us, we're going to show you soon. We're walking around with boldness of a lion. And the rest of you boys are going to think Sasquatch done got a hold of your asses. So we showed you a little 30-minute or so here, portion of what we've done today. So you got 300 of each?
300 squats and 400 calf lifts.
Alright, you got 400 calf lifts and 300 body weight squats. And that's all I'm really going to show you today. We've already done pad work and a lot of other things, and just done push-ups through the day and sit-ups and such. There's always a lot of work going on around here, and we'll continue to do the work and keep moving forward. I don't know why this truck's stopping out here. I don't know if I need to go grab a pistol or not.
No.
Okay.
The truck stopped because another bike was going down the wrong way.
Yeah. Now you hear that. Truck pulls up and is going slow up the street, and I'm sitting here. I'm thinking maybe I should grab one of the guns. See, this is the life we live. So, there's something going on every day. Muggings, knifings, shootings, killing. I didn't want to say that word on this video. Well, I done said it too. Anyway, guys, love to you. Christ is King, Lord, and Savior up in here with us. If He ain't up in where you are, especially if you're in the boxing community, you might want to look Him up.